everybody, I'm here with my beautiful puppy. This is Sophie, my other rescue dog, and you can see Sprocket in the background having his little sleep. So excuse him if he starts snoring because it's a high probability. And I thought I'd just do this little quick reading for the 7th of March today. So I'm just going to let my guides channel through to you and we'll just see what messages we get. Now I'm definitely getting bunkering down. So I'm getting this energy of bunkering down, which means to protect yourself from the storms and like the chaos. So if you think of, if you live in America, for example, and you think of a tornado or a hurricane and that sort of energy that sweeps across the land, a lot of people have bunkers that they go and hide in underground, and this keeps them safe and it keeps them protected from the strong winds and all the flying debris. So this is kind of the energy that I'm getting. You have to, during these turbulent times that are currently going on around the globe, you have to find ways to protect yourself and keep yourself strong and safe. Now, they're not meaning literally going to a bunker. What they're saying is you've got to look at protecting yourself from people. You've got to look at also protecting yourself from being wiped out financially. These are the kind of things you've got to look at. You've got to look for those more secure jobs now, and you've got to keep your energy up, and you've got to fulfill your own petrol tank. So this is kind of the analogy that they're giving me, is this bunkering down. So bunkering down is about protecting yourself and keeping yourself strong and in a really clear headspace, because chaotic energy, and when everything like the wind's flying around, if you picture a tornado or a hurricane, it lifts things off the ground, it dumps things and it breaks things, and you don't want to get caught up in that sort of energy either, because that's just not healthy. So that's kind of what they're saying, and to me a lot of that is around the pandemic, and this is on a global scale. You really have to bunker down and protect yourself. Now it might mean that you spend a lot of time at home, it might mean that you just hang with friends who make you feel good. That's the kind of thing that they're saying. Do the things that make you feel good and make you feel strong. Don't be dragged in, for example, into that storm of chaos and turbulence. Keep yourself protected. And that's definitely a clear message that I'm getting today for the 7th of March, is just really bunker down and just keep driving forward as well. And they really are saying that, like, to stay on that straight and narrow path. Don't veer off your path. Like, if you can see and you're very strong in your direction and your convictions and the direction you want to take, stay on that path. Don't be swayed by others. Don't cower away and give in to others as well, because sometimes some people can be very dominating that come into our lives, and it can make it very hard for us to stand up to them. So you've also got to stay very true and very strong on your path. Now I'm getting messages of Africa, and Africa is being very level-headed. During this pandemic, Africa was absolutely brilliant at sorting this out. It's showing me people lined up, and they were very methodical in what they were doing in Africa. So whatever Africa has been doing over there, they have had great success because the people listen. People really listen in Africa, and they band together and they come up with a plan, and then they move it into action. I'm definitely getting that for Africa. Now, Canada's not downtrodden at all. You would think after all that trucker and Ottawa thing that they would be completely downtrodden and would have no zest to sort of go forward, but that's incorrect. Canada has this inner strength that a lot of countries don't have. It's very, very deep within, and I think I talked about it the other day about the bear. They have this kind of bear energy where, you know, they can be just walking along and then suddenly they like rise up like a great big bear, and not in an angry way. It's in a strong way. That's what I get for Canada. I get this vision of the bear. The bear is very significant to Canada. I get it quite a lot. But it's that energy of power, of strength, of holding your ground. It's an energy. It's not anger and it's not fear. It's an energy of power. And if you think of a huge bear, it has a big presence. And that's why Canada has been the one to do the uprising, because they have that inner sort of bear energy inside of them. That's why they've been able to create this shift and this movement globally, because of their own strength. And it's not dominance. That's not actually the word that I'm looking for. It's that power. It's that power. The energy they're emitting has vibrated right throughout the world. And that's what I'm getting for Canada. They will not be squashed. Canadians will not be squashed, and they will not be heard. They have very strong voices moving forward in this pandemic, and I think people will be surprised what happens next in Canada. I think the Canadian protests aren't over by a long shot. I feel like Canada is really growing. The fact, I think, and the shifting point was always around Trudeau being so harsh, but I do believe that now that we are starting to hear more about the Great Reset, more people are waking up. They are waking up and they are seeing this, and I call it like the Great Awakening. But this is happening, and Canada is the reason that this is happening. It's to be commended, because it's really given people that inner strength to stand up and fight against these regimes and this communist rule that they're trying to bring in that nobody wants. Canada has given everybody that vision of how to go about fighting and getting our freedoms back. And I'm definitely getting the glass houses. So a lot of these leaders, they are really being exposed now. They're in the glass houses, and the curtains are drawn. And I said that about Trudeau, but this is also happening with a lot of the other leaders as well. They are being exposed, and they don't like it. They don't like being portrayed as evil villains, even though that's how most people are seeing them. They're not liking it at all, but that's actually the image that they're giving me, is they're in those glass houses now and they're all being exposed. And it's a good thing, because people needed to see the truths and what was coming out. You know, if we look at Pfizer and the things that have come out in the last few weeks about the adverse reactions and the data, it's quite horrifying. And people need to see that information moving forward. They need to know the truths of what these people are trying to implement without us having any say. It's absurd. And the big tip is always turn the television off. We're still being fed false media. I think we all know that. When it comes to Ukraine and Russia, they're feeding us a lot of repetitive stuff. This is also part of the game. I think a lot of us know that now. This isn't about the threats of nuclear bombing and all this kind of thing. It's getting a little bit over the top now. Everyone's had enough of hearing about all that. So I wouldn't put too much focus on that. It's also part of the agenda, we know. It's just on a little bit of a bigger scale, and it's got a bit more threat. But don't fall for it. We know that pretty much nothing's real that's going on the TV screen. The only people here is Sky News that tell the truth in Australia. I don't know about you guys. Leave me comments below and let me know some good news channels, because I'd love to tap around and check them out, because we don't get many truths here in Australia, as you all know. Anyway, look, thanks for watching today. That's just a little bit of light relief today, and my puppies are looking for a cuddle. I love my dogs. Dogs always save you too. My rescue dogs that came into my life when I really needed them, and there's nothing better than that unconditional love. I know a lot of you guys out there always comment about my dogs. They're brother and sister, actually, and yeah, there's nothing like a dog's love. They always bring you back into that now moment and make you really happy. I love their energy. Nothing like a dog's energy. Let me know what kind of dogs you got out there. I love dogs. All right, take care. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, everyone. See ya.